Hi there, I'm Theo Dorsey, your host for the Palm Beaches TV Watch Party series. Welcome to Palm Beach County, Florida, where sun, sand, and savory cuisine collide. Today we're celebrating National Barbecue Day by showcasing some of the local grill masters who make it happen. Jacqueline Journey, host of Passport to the Palm Beaches, introduces us to Floribbean Barbecue, a fusion of flavors that perfectly captures the spirit of our vibrant destination.
So excited today because we are at world famous McCrae's Backyard Barbecue and Seafood. They are so good. They've catered the Super Bowl multiple times. They're an absolute institution here. When you're in the Palm Beaches, you have to come and visit and taste some of the delicious barbecue. They've been making this for nearly 90 years. Let's head in and meet Derek McCrae. How do you do it, Derek?
A lot of love, baby.
And I'm here with the world famous Derek McCrae of world famous McCrae Backyard Barbecue and Seafood. You have no idea how excited I am to be here today just to eat.
Oh my God.
It's going to be so good.
Yes.
But more important than just the great food, your family is such a part of the Palm Beaches history and has played such an important role. Can you tell us a little bit about how your family got involved in the community and into barbecue?
It goes back a long, long time. My great-great-grandfather brought Henry Flagler here, which his name was Captain Jack Williams. And he was the steamboat captain for President Harding at that time. And when Flag was trying to figure out how to get here, my grandfather was the only person that knew how to navigate these waters to get the steamboats in here. And he brought Flagler here, and that's how we arrived. My father was a great community activist here during the Martin Luther King era. You know, he's done so much as a bridge named after him. My great-grandfather was the first black sheriff officer here. So we've been entrenched in this community for well over 100 years now.
And given back to the community quite a lot. I mean, wasn't one of the reasons that your family got into the barbecue was to help feed people?
Absolutely. And the barbecue started with my Uncle Harvey in 1934. And actually our anniversary is coming up. It'll be 87 years that we've been cooking barbecue the same way. The tradition still lives on. And we've done a lot of stuff. My father really was the person that gave out a lot. He was a super community orientated person, and he cooked barbecue to feed the homeless, to feed people that didn't have food on their tables and with low incomes, and that was his role. And very instrumental in civil rights. And super instrumental in civil rights, in the civil rights movement at that time. You know, he got awards with Rosa Parks, and all the famous people when I was a kid would come through, like your Jesse Jacksons, your Muhammad Ali's, your James Browns, your Medgar Evers. I've experienced a lot as a kid with my father in the civil rights movement. And so now here I am. I'm sure he's very proud. Yes. And of all that you've accomplished, and even bringing McCrae's Barbecue to the Super Bowl multiple times. What was that like the first time when you found out you were going to be catering the Super Bowl? It's hard for me to even say what the feeling was. It was so euphoric. It was something that I'm like, whoa. I told my dad, I said, guess what? We're doing the Super Bowl. It was almost like a Cinderella story. It was crazy. They looked at all the big places in South Florida for barbecue. And one of my classmates from college said, her name was Deidre Jacobs. She said, it's a little place on 45th that's got the best ribs. And so those guys came and checked us out. And the next thing we knew, we was in the front of the line. They rolled out the red carpet, said this is the best. And from then on, we've been doing Super Bowls, and we've been voted #1 at every one of them. That's so incredible. Now tell us a little bit about your special flavors. Floribbean, I think you call it. Yeah. Well, the Floribbean flavor, it comes from my mom having some Bahamian background, and my dad coming from Georgia, and the fusion of the barbecue and the seafood bring out the Floribbean flavor, which is the cracked conch, the conch salad, the fish, the red snapper, the pigeon peas and rice. Then when you get to the American side, the true down-home Florida side, you got the ribs, you got the beef brisket, you got the chicken, you got the pulled pork, the collard greens, the mac and cheese, and the baked beans and all that stuff. And that's how we come up with the Floribbean flavor. This is Floribbean. This is us. This is true South Florida. That's right. Now, if you had to pick one item on your menu that was your absolute favorite, could you do it? Or is it like choosing your favorite child? It's like choosing my favorite child. But I gotta give it to the oldest child, which is the ribs. Our ribs are signature all around the world, you know, so everybody comes for the ribs, and that's what got us to the Super Bowl. That's what built this building, is those ribs. So that's our signature is the ribs, but everything else complements us very, very well.
Catering the Super Bowl? Now that's impressive. Next, let's go on the town in the Palm Beaches with Frank Licari to visit Troy's Barbecue, an award-winning staple in Boynton Beach.
After you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome, Troy.
When I asked the mayor, where would I need to go to eat in Boynton Beach? He didn't have any favorites, he said. He was very, very politically correct, as mayors tend to be. But he said, your barbecue is different. It's not vinegary.
It's like the Midwestern style.
What makes it so special?
Tender loving care.
Tender, loving care.
Special ingredients that I base my meat, a liquid base. Most people dry rub.
Okay.
I liquid base.
And what am I getting? What's your specialty here?
Everything is good.
Everything is good.
I'll put my ribs over all of it.
You're going to put your ribs against any of it?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to meet your family. Can we meet the boys? All three of you work together. Do you guys ever get into, is there every family feud going on at all?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Main thing I teach them, respect one another. At the end of the day,
right,
respect one another.
So let's be honest. Who works hardest out of the three?
We all work equally hard.
Come on, be honest. But don't, you can't.
I do.
Okay, so you guys do your own sauces. Do you do them in-house?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, was that your recipe?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you sell them at the restaurant only, or do you get out and you venture out and you sell them anywhere else?
We sell them in the restaurant, and we also sell the sauce on our food truck.
The best ribs I'm ever going to taste?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's do this. I'm going to do it right here, and I'm going to dip it. How's that?
Dip it.
Does that make sense?
That's
See
the
it?
best way to do
It is the best way. I know how to eat a rib.
There you go.
Yeah.
Clear the way so you can run.
Oh
Oh,
man.
my God.
Oh, God. Hold on. All right. That was the rib dance.
Ribs so good makes you want to dance? Frank, where's my invite? You got to share, brother. Don't think we forgot about our people who don't eat meat as well. Kitty London, host of the new series What's Poppin' PBC, takes us to the dope vegan food truck where they're serving up meat-free barbecue burgers and a whole lot more.
I know you love everything because everything is your baby, but I always like to do the best sellers or your best, because when people come in town, I like to say, listen, you got to try this. So
Yes.
What are your top sellers, or what do you recommend the most?
All right, so my favorite burger is the dope burger.
The dope burger.
Yes.
Okay, so that's like the name of the
That's the name.
Okay.
And what I love about it, it has vegan bacon, it has caramelized onions, lettuce, tomatoes, and it has our dope sauce, which is like the vegan version of the Big Mac sauce, but better.
Oh, wow.
So everyone knows.
Okay.
So that right there, it just gives you that experience of having a burger, and you wouldn't know that it's plant-based.
Okay, and you have something else there, I see.
I do. We have our Seams Fishy, which is our fish sandwich made from tofu with a homemade tartar sauce. And then we have our We're Beefin', which is our barbecue burger, and a homemade barbecue sauce. So all of our sauces are made from scratch, and that's what kind of gives our burgers a different touch.
See that? Something for everyone. That's how we do it here in the Palm Beaches. Come down and enjoy all that we have to offer, including incredible barbecue. Visit thepalmbeaches.tv to watch today's shows in their entirety, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Theo Dorsey, and I'll see you next week.